as the name suggests, and the ideas it stimulates in our mind, is that platina is a very expensive metal, or it is something which is not easily available. It is a metal which was expensive and which remains expensive. And as per the doctrine of signature, it carries the same effect in the patients. They have a strong feeling of being important and of a rare breed. We will try to understand the whole evolution of platina from childhood. There are many qualities and traits which remain constant right from childhood to old age. Platina as a child. There are some basic qualities which are present in a platina child. This child is impolite and has a foppish behavior. He behaves in a foolish way, wears foolish clothes. His manners are also foolish. The haughtiness, +3. Egotism, +3. Audacity, +3 of platina is very well known.
As a child, they behave with a lot of rudeness. These qualities continue at a later stage in their life. Sometimes they are so rude, they can insult their close ones in front of everybody, and they derive pleasure and satisfaction out of it. If natrum hurts somebody, they remember for days, months, and years, and feel guilty about it. Natrum muriticum is a person who, even if is right, feels guilty, but platina doesn't feel guilty at all. She takes pride in it.
These are children who will not mix or mess with anybody and everybody. They will associate with a few selected friends only, or will prefer to sit alone on the school bench. They will carry their exclusive material, their books, bags, compass box, and material will have that touch of exclusivity. They will try to show off their wealth. They will show off their precious possessions, or what their parents have got for them from some foreign country. They will boast about it. They will be proud about it. And at the same time, if somebody else possesses similar things, they feel jealous about it. If others possess something which is different from what they have, they are jealous, and they also want to have the things by any means. They must go out of their way and buy what others have. They develop sleeplessness, anxiety, restlessness, and a revengeful mood if they don't have something that others have.
They will always relate to their needs in the present circumstances, and they may just chop off the relationship once somebody goes against their wish, as if they never existed.
This quality of chopping off a relationship continues even at a later stage of their life. They may stop having a relationship with their husband, son, or their closest friend. There are no expressions, no feelings. A feeling as if nothing has ever happened, as if there was no relationship between them ever. After separation, the couple doesn't meet. Even if they meet each other, they meet in court. If they meet socially, there is no smile, or even if there is a smile, it is full of arrogance and pride. They are very critical about others. They hate people. They hate others and the presence of others. They prefer to stay alone.
These are the children who are ungrateful for what their parents have done for them, what their teachers have done for them, or what their friends have done for them. These are the children who have changeable moods. Sometimes they play well, and sometimes they go tangentially opposite. There is no childlike innocence. Young children having ego, greediness, capricious nature, and those who are ungrateful is typical of platina.
They carry the tubercular trait right from the young age. there is inconsistency from a young age. They will not be constant in their approach and their behavior. They will change their action, reaction, according to their convenience and selfish behavior. They will change their desires and their responses. They will be very close to you if you do according to their wish, or if they need something from you. The moment the work is over, they behave as if they do not know you and as if nothing has ever happened.
Another quality or a negative quality they have is artistic inaptitude. As they do not have consistency, they do not have patience. Whatever they create has a lot of inappropriateness. They create something which is not acceptable at any standard or quality.
These children are also dirty. They don't clean themselves properly. They remain in such a condition for a long time. But of course, this forms a very small group of children. Otherwise, these children have a lot of ego, lot of problems. They are very clear-headed and know what they are doing. Usually, they are very prim and proper and don't allow even a small spot on their clothes. Their shoes have to be perfect and shining.
They are in the habit of postponing everything to the next day. Medorinum and Natrum muriticum. Children will postpone studies to next day. If you tell them to clean the room or do some work, it is always the next day. This makes it very difficult to live with Platina. Platina child and adult may look very nice and you feel very comfortable to look at them. But when you come close to them, you understand the limitations of relationship.
Another interesting symptom is that mental and physical symptoms alternate, or when the mental symptoms go away, the physicals crop up, and when the physicals go away, the mental symptoms come to surface.
Sleep of Platina is interesting. They sleep with legs wide apart, like Chamomilla. They also don't want to cover their body. Medorinum doesn't cover because she feels hot. But Platina doesn't cover because she likes to sleep nude. Even the touch of clothes excites her.
When these girls grow, they are most excited during the menses. They are the girls who desire sex during menses. Even the touch of sanitary napkins excites them. Platina as an adolescent. These young girls will experience sexual excitement from a young age. Like Moscus, Lachesis. They have well-developed secondary sexual characters. They look much older than their age. They are appreciated about this quality by one and all.
They are the boys who use their binoculars to watch young girls undressing or those who visit beaches with their sunglasses on and look at women or girls so that nobody can see where they are looking or what they are looking at.
The moral value is very low in Platina, and in fact, a question arises at times whether they have any moral values or not. They are the males who will take young girls into the corner under the pretext of giving them a lollipop or a chocolate, or hold them between their feet.
Or women who attract young children and boys and hold them tight whenever the chance allows. For an outsider, it may appear that she loves this little child. In reality, the feeling is something different.
Libertinism. They feel that they are not bound by conventional laws, values, and the systems of society. They feel they are different. They are liberated and are meant for something else in their life. This attitude is predominantly seen in teenagers and young adults. They do not go in for any religious procedures or rituals. They may get married in a non-conventional way, or they do not follow any set pattern. They do things according to their own whims and fancies. He or she likes to dress in something different, something which can make people laugh. They also like to dress in clothes which are opposite to their own sex. The causative factors are grief, anger +3, vexations, fright, disappointment, sexual excesses +3, disappointment in expectations, especially sexual, loss of position or status, suppressed menses.
The most important is loss of position. One cannot imagine how easily their ego gets hurt. They will remember these feelings and will never confront that situation again. They never believe in forgive and forget policy.
The second point is sexual excesses.
Third point is suppressed menses. They get greatly excited during menses. If menses are suppressed or absent, they feel that their youth is getting lost or their excitement is diminished.
Platina as an adult. As the platina grows, they feel they have royal blood and that they are superior, different, and are not supposed to mix with common people. They treat others as servants or people of lower caste. They keep them away, treating them in an inferior way. If their family members or others mix with the so-called lower strata, financially or caste-wise, of people, they will cut off all relationships.
They also have feeling of having superior soul, an exalted soul, and they behave in the same way. They believe and make others believe the same things about them. Platina has lot of pride of self. They are big boasters. They like flattery and like to flatter others. They are braggarts and love to show off.
They are extravagant in their spending. They will spend lavishly. Such lavish expenses are to show off and not for their genuine need to do things. Squanders through ostentation is the phrase. It is like giving a $500 tip when the bill is only $100, or spending £1,000,000 on a cruise on the Sea Goddess luxury liner owned by Cunard for celebrating his 60th birthday and inviting only 100 guests, as Michael Smurfit did. Or imagine the Sultan of Brunei, who spent £17 million on his 50th birthday. What a quandary when 17 million people don't even get 2 square meals a day. They spend so much. The last feeling is a feeling of causticum. Causticum develops tremendous sympathy for everybody and everything. Platina gets dressed up in Hollywood or Bollywood style once again as a pompous show-off.
In the educational field also, they want to be superior and wish to have the upper hand. They are charlatans. They pretend that they have a lot of knowledge, as if they know the secrets and they are the wizards.
In reality, they are quacks or imposters. They are the gurus who claim that they have lots of powers. They know the truth of life. They mislead people and enjoy when others bow down in front of them. The gurus say that they have conquered life. They know the truth of life and death. They can give moksha, the ultimate purpose of life. But when it comes to their own problems, they will run from pillar to post for relieving their sufferings. Socially, whenever there is any function, Platina is always late. This is another way to show off their importance, their ego, and their don't care attitude. The excuse given for coming late is that so-and-so, maybe the Prime Minister, telephoned him or her, or some big personality came to see him or her, or that she or he has so many meetings to attend.
They will also leave the meeting place or dais as soon as their speech is over. Even if they are not genuinely busy, they will pretend so They show their open disrespect for others. They will criticize some leading personality or politician or writer openly and use some language which can bring down the image of the other person. They will prove their superiority by making others inferior. They cannot act or do something constructive to be superior. They are not polite in their behavior. They continue the trait of impoliteness right from childhood to old age.
When they are socially frustrated, they express it in the form of anger and violence. And as they are violent in their behavior and action, they think that others will also be violent towards them. They think death is very near. As the anxiety mounts gradually, they develop fear and phobic reactions. They get hysterical. They don't allow their husband to go to work or the child to go to school. They think that the child would be kidnapped or the husband will be kidnapped, or they think that the husband will die. When they get hysterical, they shout and scream a lot. The Platina lady feels that children cause an interference in her relationship with her husband.
Their impulsive behavior may reach to the height of insanity and erotic insanity. They start craving for sex out of proportion, and then starts a phase of perversion. With some, this phase of perversion starts very early. With some, it starts late. Usually, in male of Platina, it has been observed that it starts around teenage, and in girls, it starts earlier.
They desire, crave and rave for lots of sex, and they expect a lot from their partners. If their partners cannot satisfy them, they will try different means, and even if this doesn't satisfy them, they will be displeased, unhappy, and will develop frustration, disappointment, and disease. They will want to throw a party just to show off that they have so much wealth. Any part or object appears so much smaller than reality, so Platina gets no sexual satisfaction, as they feel no male has an organ big enough to satisfy them.
Sexual appetite +3 is like Moscus, has plenty of sexual dreams, thoughts and action. All the three phases are active. Calcarea carp and Lycopodium are excellent thinkers, but they lack when it comes to action. Kali may not be able to perform because of anxiety. Natrum will perform and get satisfaction only when emotionally vibrate. Both Agnes and Caladium have marked relaxation of organ.
They have a tremendous desire to embrace and kiss everybody. They develop a habit of wearing the clothes of the opposite sex. The habit of masturbation is very much prevalent in both male and female Platinas. This repeated action becomes a habit. Platina patients, both male and female, masturbate regularly, frequently, and vigorously. Still, if frustration continues, they develop aversion to the opposite sex. Even normal, healthy relationships do not satisfy them. After many experiments, they find different ways like anal coition, oral coition, or group sex. They turn into homosexuals and lesbians, and if the perversion continues, they try to get pleasure by having the acquaintance of young boys or girls. As the disease condition grows, the symptoms' totality changes. They feel they are left alone in this world. They have a delusion that all persons are devils. +3. They see black objects and people. They sit in a corner and do nothing. He or she thinks that they don't belong to the family. or she has no place in the world. Everything is new. She gets into a phase of grief, an inconsolable grief. There's marked sighing. From a phase of hysteria, they go into a phase of sadness, dejection, despondency, and mental depression.
She feels guilty and has conscience as if guilty of a crime. She weeps involuntarily. She feels that she'll be hanged. She has always fear and apprehension that something will happen. She feels that somebody will strangle her or she will be hanged. As time passes, she is weary of life and develops a suicidal response. A suicidal response with fear of death. Suicidal response, but doesn't have any courage to do so.
Compare Kali bitch. Kali loves his life a lot and hence will threaten to commit suicide but lacks courage. If magnesium commits suicide, you can never know until the last minute. He tries to make sure that he succeeds in his effort, while Calcarea makes sure that the string is thin enough to break with his weight. As she cannot get any other source of support, she turns to religion. She wants to depend on religion and tries to attract the attention of God by praying loudly and fervently. A phase of religious mania. When the disease progresses, she goes into the syphilitic phase, a phase of being malicious and spiteful. She develops a desire to kill her own child, the desire to kill her husband with a knife. She has a desire to kill somebody whom she secretly dislikes. She has so much jealousy that she can kill anybody whom she passionately loves.
She also dwells on past, disagreeable occurrences. Natrum. She refuses to eat. She feels that she will be inflicted with some disease. She craves for an idealistic married life.
Good things start looking horrible. They see ghosts and spectres. Similar remedies are Calibrome and Hyoscyamus. Weeping +3. Involuntary in sadness. Laughter is an important point of Platina. She laughs at serious matters, and she is anxious and serious over silly matters. Other remedies: Baryta carb, Anacardium. Pride of achievement, Aurum. Pride of intellect, Sulphur. Pride of herself all the time, Platina.
Platina in the negative phase. As the negative phase begins, she feels like borrowing from everybody. She starts begging from everybody. She has tremendous passion for money. She plays with money and gambles with money. She craves for money.
The delusions express the inner world of Platina. Delusions that body parts are growing longer and longer, that the room is diminished and everything in the room is diminished, while she is tall and elevated.
Tall he or she is. Things that grow smaller. Feels greatness of the body.
Platina has a feeling which is just opposite of Agaricus. Agaricus feels everything is much larger than its actual size, while Platina feels objects or parts are much smaller than what they are.
When she is in the phase of depression, she thinks that she is alone in the world. She feels small. It is just the opposite of her feeling of the evolution phase. The devolution phase brings all negative emotions, feelings and delusions. She feels much smaller after fright. She feels as if her father is very tall after fright.
People are physically and mentally weak and inferior. Things are smaller. +3. They feel everybody is small. All objects in the room are small.
Sees black objects and people.
They see enlarged faces.
Thinks that she is superior. Sees he is swollen.
Delusion that all persons are devils.
That she is divided into two parts. Sees enlarged faces, or that she is disgraced. +3. Platina is dreams and delusions. The dreams express inner desire. Dreams of fire. +3. Acquaintances. Embarrassment. Distant. Strange things. Frightful, amorous dreams with debility. Platina in the physical sphere. Basically, Platina is a patient with black hair, dark complexion, rigid muscle fibers. Platina is a hot patient. Affection is localized. Sensation of rigidity, numbness, coldness, tingling. Sensation of external and internal tingling. Other remedies are origanum, calibrome, painlessness of affected parts. Patient has a band-like sensation and sensation or constriction all around the affected parts.
Pains increase and decrease gradually. Other remedy, sternum. Pain, pressing inward. Abdominal pain. Another remedy, plumbum. Neuralgia. Another remedy, belladonna. Menses, too early and too profuse. Terrible tingling in vagina without worms. Remedy for with worms, caladium. Sensitiveness of vagina. Patient faints on examination and on coitus. Desire for cool drink and tobacco. An aversion for meat. Constant travelling and change of food and water leads to constipation. Constipation of the emigrants. Stool adheres to the rectum. Another remedy, alumina. When nux vomica fails, give platina, and if platina fails, give plumbum. Convulsions after onanism.
Aggravations. Sitting, nerve exhaustion. Standing, fasting. Evening, rest. Emotion, pressure. Sexual excitement, coition during menses, moscus. Touch, +5. Warm, heat, coffee.
Ameliorations. When the sun shines, +2. Air, +3. Walking in the open. Stretching, weeping. Clinical conditions: paralysis, Bell's palsy, anesthesia of parts, headache, herpes, neuralgia, sciatica, epilepsy, hysteria. Sexual functions.
Compare Ormet, Origanum, Palladium, Nux vomica, Medorinum, Moscus. Antidotes: Pulsatilla.